everybody, this is D Hunter bringing you another action figure review. Today we're going to be looking at the McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse Wonder Woman from the upcoming Wonder Woman 1984 film. I've located this figure at Target. I went to the toy section, nothing new there. They even had an end cap with McFarlane DC Multiverse figures. And then on my way out the door, I stopped at the electronics section to see if they had any interesting NECA figures, and stumbled across these movie Wonder Woman figures. Now I'm assuming Target put these in the wrong place. McFarlane Toys does have a spot in the electronics section for Harry Potter figures and a couple other lines, but they have an actual end cap and a section for these DC Multiverse figures in the toy section. So if you're hunting for these figures, make sure you check out the electronics section at Target. So let's go and check out the packaging here. DC Multiverse Wonder Woman, 22 points of articulation. McFarlane Toys, you can see the Spawn logo here. Now this is Gal Gadot, the actress playing Wonder Woman from the DC Cinematic Universe. This one is specifically from Wonder Woman 1984, but there's no reason you can't double her up for Batman vs Superman or Justice League Wonder Woman. She comes with a lasso unraveled, which is really cool. Another one wrapped up for her waist. Looks like she has a collector's card in the background as well as a stand. Her likeness is a little bit off, but we will check that out up close in the video. So one side here, we've got Wonder Woman 1984. On the other side, it simply says Wonder Woman. On the bottom here, there's a barcode, in case that helps anybody out. And on the back, here's Wonder Woman from the film, and then a bunch of other figures. We've got the Armored Wonder Woman, Superman from Superman the Animated Series, Batman from Batman the Animated Series, and then Batman and Joker from the video game Arkham Asylum. I'm super excited to get these two. I hope to get them real soon. So with no further ado, let's open her up. This is the first 7-inch scale Gal Gadot Wonder Woman figure as far as I can recall. Alright, now that we got this figure out of the package, here she is with all of her accessories laid out. She does come with a collector's card, a collector's stand, two versions of her lasso of truth, one wrapped up for her hip, and one unraveled in an action position. But before we look at her accessories, let's check out the actual figure. So here she is, Gal Gadot Wonder Woman. I definitely see Gal Gadot in the face sculpt, but it's almost like it's too long up and down. I don't know, just something's a little bit off about it. I definitely do see the resemblance, but I also see some opportunity there. Part of the resemblance I see might just be from the familiarity of the Wonder Woman costume. She's looking pretty good so far. I really like the paint, the red, the gold. It definitely pops and looks pretty good. See her arms, double jointed, looks like butterfly joints in here. Her hair has numerous colors in there, it looks pretty good. I see some red on the cheeks. As we go further down, the rest of her costume looks excellent as well. She is tall, she's got some long legs like an Amazonian. You can see her shin armor, how it's clipped on. Overall, I must say, I think she looks sharp so far. Next, let's check out her accessories. And let's start off with the boring stuff. Here's her collector stand here. It's a perfect circle. It's black. It says DC at the bottom. It's got one peg here for the peg holes on her feet. The back, it's blank. It's pretty flat. Now, I'm not much of a stand guy. I like my figures to be able to stand up on their own. So it's going to go into a huge bin of stands, never be seen again. Next, here's her collector's card. This is going to be a picture of Wonder Woman from the upcoming film 1984. In the back here, we've got a bunch of stats. Next, let's look at her lasso of truth. I love the fact that they give you two different versions. This one here, it's going to be able to holster onto her hip. And then this one here, she can hold it on one side. It's a little bit soft, can bend. It'd be nice if it was a wire, it would hold the pose, but it sure doesn't. Then you could presumably catch somebody with this side. I think that's really cool. And this Wonder Woman figure, she's got a little clip on her waist. It's soft, it can kind of move, be pulled in and out, fit the lasso behind there, and then she can holster it. Here she is with the lasso around her hip. I notice it's sticking out a little bit, not against her leg. I could probably heat it up and bend it the way I want it to so it'll look a little better. And then she can definitely hold her wrapped up lasso, like she just pulled it off of her hip and she's getting ready to use it. And then here, holding her lasso in an action pose, looking pretty nice. I love the fact they give you two of them. Fits in her hand pretty nicely. Two accessories that she did not come with that I was kind of disappointed. And although I have not seen Wonder Woman 1984, perhaps she does not use these in the film, she did use both her sword and shield in Batman vs Superman and Justice League. So I took these off my Mattel figure to see if they'd fit with this McFarlane figure. And guess what? These accessories do work great with her. The sword is a little bit loose in her hand. I could always heat up the hand, tighten that up a little bit. Her arm fits in great with the shield, holds it very sturdy and securely. These accessories definitely will enhance your figure if you've gotten any of the previous Mattel DC Multiverse releases. Now that we've taken a pretty good look at her accessories, as well as some other accessories you can use to enhance this Wonder Woman figure, next I'll try the height of this figure. So from bottom to top, she's sitting at about 7.25 inches, which will translate to about 18.5 centimeters. Next, let's check out this figure's articulation. And the most disappointing bit of articulation on this figure is her head, how high it can look up. Here she is, pretty much looking straight ahead. This figure here almost looks like it's looking down right now. To make her look up, you have to move her entire torso area up, and that just ends up looking funky. She really can't look up at all. She can barely look straight ahead as it is. So, that being said, let's check out her head first. She can rotate around. Her hair is soft, so it can go over her shoulders. She can look down that far, which is very impressive, and up, really not at all. Like I said, she can barely even look straight ahead. Shoulders are on a ball joint. Then go out a little bit more than 90 degrees. Up, down, around, all that good stuff. There is a butterfly joint here between her shoulder and chest area. It's going to allow her shoulders to go in and out, increasing the range of motion here. She's got a bicep cut below that. Double jointed elbows below that, and then go all the way inside. Her wrist here, there's a ball between the forearm and hand area. The ball can rotate at the base, and if you hold it still, you can rotate at the hand as well. And then it's hinged. If you want to move the hinge, you can rotate the ball, hold the ball in place, and rotate the hand, and then it'll be hinged in a different area. She's got a ball joint in her torso here, can rotate, and it can move forward and back as well. She's got another ball joint down here, can rotate around, and can go in and out as well, giving her a very large range of motion in her torso area. Legs, not a ball joint, but a similar type concept. And they can go out almost at full splits. Nice soft goods here, can move around, doesn't obstruct the articulation much. Legs go forward about that far, pretty nice. Back, not too much. Knees, double jointed, go back quite a bit. Then her foot here, there is a ball down there. Go forward and back. She does have toe articulation. They can rotate around. And if you want them to rock, the ball is very similar to her sort of wrist area. You can move it up, rotate it around, put the foot back, then you can rock it some. It is a pain in the ass to get these to do everything they can do. And if you're wondering if she can cross her arms, use her bracelets to block something, she sure can. And now, let's check her out compared with some other action figures, starting off with some other McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse figures. Here she is, next to the golden armor Wonder Woman from the Wonder Woman 1984 film. As far as we know, these are the only two McFarlane Multiverse figures we're going to get from this film. Seeing as how the film hasn't come out yet, we don't necessarily know everything going to be in the film, but I've heard Cheetah's going to be in the film, and I really hope to get a figure of her from live action. Here she is, next to the only other live action McFarlane DC Multiverse figures they've made so far. Two from their Wonder Woman film, and then we've got Arrow from the TV show Arrow. On the back of the package of some of the Series 1 figures, they showed Harley Quinn from Birds of Prey. I don't know if that figure was scrapped because the movie didn't do so well, but we haven't seen them at Toy Fair, haven't seen any evidence that figure's coming. I sure hope it is. Here she is, with all the female figures McFarlane has made so far in their DC collection. Here we go. This is the Trinity by McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse. Unfortunately, this is not the Trinity that goes together. I am expecting them to make a comic-based Wonder Woman very soon. This is a comic Batman and comic Superman. It would be great if they gave us a Ben Affleck Batman and a Henry Cavill Superman from the DC Cinematic Universe. I would love a 7-inch scale version of both those guys to go with this Wonder Woman. Fingers crossed. Here she is, next to the entire McFarlane DC Multiverse collection. So far, we have 14 figures and one vehicle. The next stuff we're going to get, more than likely, is going to be the Arkham Asylum Batman and Joker. We've also seen a blue and gray variant of Detective Comics 1000 Batman and Batman the Animated Series Batman. We've also seen White Knight, Batman, Azrael, and Joker figures. Rumor is, after that, they're going to be tackling the Dark Knight metal figures, and all that sounds absolutely fantastic. Next, let's check her out compared with some other Wonder Woman figures. Here she is with a Mattel DC Multiverse Wonder Woman. I believe this was a Toys R Us exclusive from Batman vs. Superman. This was pretty much the exact same release they later made for the Wonder Woman film. She's quite a bit shorter than the McFarlane version, and I've seen a lot of people complain the McFarlane one is too tall, but she is 7-inch scale and fits in pretty good with the rest of the McFarlane figures. Here she is, next to the only other actress that's played Wonder Woman in live action. Here's the Mattel Multiverse Linda Carter Wonder Woman from the old TV show. Here she is, next to all my different Mattel Wonder Woman figures. From left to right, first we got a couple of DC Superhero Girl Wonder Womans. Then we've got the Batman vs. Superman Wonder Woman, the Batman vs. Superman Toys R Us exclusive Wonder Woman, then of course the McFarlane Wonder Woman in the center. Then we've got the DC Universe Classics Wonder Woman, the Multiverse Linda Carter Wonder Woman, and then the Multiverse Dark Knight Returns Wonder Woman. And here she is, next to all my different DC Direct and DC Collectibles Wonder Woman figures. First, we got a couple of New 52 Wonder Womans. I got one for a 7-pack and one for a 2-pack with Katana, I believe. And on the right-hand side, we've got a Flashpoint Wonder Woman, as well as a Bombshells Wonder Woman. Here she is, with my entire Wonder Woman action figure collection. And she is a little bit taller than the DC Direct figures, and a little bit taller than a couple of the other McFarlane Multiverse figures. Here she is next to a Mattel Multiverse Wonder Girl figure. Here she is next to a bunch of different Mattel Multiverse Justice League figures. She is definitely too tall to be with them. Hopefully McFarlane will give us this entire team as well. Here she is taking 6 different Mattel Multiverse Parademon figures from Justice League. These figures were a Toys R Us exclusive. I was very happy to get 6 of them back in the day. And they don't scale up too badly with her either. As you can see, you can definitely use the action lasso to catch another figure. Here she is taking on Steppenwolf, the Collect and Connect figure from the Justice League Multiverse Mattel line. And here, taking on a Doomsday from Batman vs. Superman. This Doomsday is a really crappy basic figure. He's actually from the Mattel 12-inch basic line. The fact that he's so big, he actually works out good with these 6-inch figures. And then speaking of all the different scales of the DC Cinematic Universe figures, the only other 7-inch DC Cinematic Universe figures I'm aware of, DC Direct started a line many years ago called DC Films or something like that. They were more expensive, more articulated, taller, very nice figures, but I think the line got canceled after only 2 figures because they were so expensive. Nobody wanted to pre-order them. Superman and Armored Batman are the only 2 that got out. I was really hoping to get the regular Ben Affleck Batman, but alas, it's not to be. I'm sure they would have made a Wonder Woman pretty quickly in that line, had it continued. Next, let's check her out compared with some other action figure lines from different various companies to see how she fits in both scale and style-wise, in case you want to know which lines you can mix her with. We'll try to focus on DC characters as much as possible with some of these lines. Here she is, next to some McFarlane Toys action figures. These are some of her McFarlane Toys brothers and sisters. In front of you are 5 different action figure lines, all from McFarlane Toys, all 7-inch scale. Here she is, next to some DST or Diamond Select Toys figures. Here she is with some NECA figures. And here with some DC Direct and DC Collectibles figures. And with some Mattel wrestling figures. And here next to some Mezco 1/12 cloth soft goods action figures. And here, next to some Mattel, DC Universe Classics, and Multiverse figures. And then here, with some Mafex figures. Then, with some Hasbro Marvel Legends. And here she is, next to some SH Figure Arts action figures. Boy, look at the height difference between these guys. So overall, I think this is a pretty nice figure. I think she looks really good. Her face sculpt definitely looks like Gal Gadot, but it's definitely not perfect either. Her overall sculpt is great. Paint job is excellent. The colors really pop. Nice shiny where the armor is. I like that she has soft goods for her sort of skirt type thing, as did not prohibit articulation. Some things I really don't like about her. She is a little bit too tall, and that doesn't bother me personally, but she sits at 7¼ inches tall, about 1/4 inch taller than the other McFarlane figures. But tall, beautiful Amazonian women makes sense to me. I also don't like the fact that her head can't look up very much. I would have definitely liked to have had a sword and shield accessory with her. Overall, if I were to rate this figure, I'd give her a 7.5 out of 10. I'm definitely enjoying this as the first 7-inch Gal Gadot Wonder Woman figure they've made. Be on the lookout for my Golden Armor Wonder Woman review. That is coming soon. So this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you liked the video, press like below. If you have anything you want to say about the video, add it in the comment section. If you want to see additional action figure reviews from me, press subscribe. I do appreciate when you do that. Once again, this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I'll talk to you guys real soon.